DJ Rhett Podcast.
That's your mom and them.
I'm going to start the show off like I always start off, like, hey, welcome to the show right now, Anthony Toups, man. Y'all, look, I started it off that way because they make fun of me all the time when I start this show. Look, I've been a DJ forever, okay? So I feel like I have to put that persona on. So Anthony, you make people everybody's like telling me I make people nervous because I come off like that. I do, huh? I'm like game showish, right?
You're just a little, talk showish.
I'm too excited.
Sell everything you say.
That's how I've been though my whole life. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? I guess that's why I was a successful salesman. I don't know.
Were you though?
I was. Yeah, I was top of my class, bro.
Where at?
I was a salesman at Wells Fargo, Chase. I did loans. I mean, I wasn't number one in the company, but I held my own, you know. But
how many people? Like you had a certain amount of people that you competed with?
Yeah, well, in my district, yeah, probably about 15, and I was always running about top 3 all the time, consistently. Maybe 1 or 2 months, maybe out of my tenure there, maybe I had the top spot. But everybody
had the same pay.
But it wasn't. Yeah. I mean, it was commission based. It was commission based. Yeah. So they would front us, like $1,000 a month, and then based on our commissions, we had to pay that back at the end. So it was kind of, you had to kind of really like. You good? Okay.
Oh. He did a magic. He went. Did you view yourself though as a car salesman? Because I know you're staying on car salesman.
No, I wasn't I wasn't goofy like that. I wasn't like, hey guys, what's up, Rhett LeClient? You know what's going on, man? You know,
twin turbo.
Pop some little, chicken poppers in the freezer if you wanted. No, I wasn't like that. I guess I was like approachable. I guess some people just look very. I don't want to say douchey, but I do want to say douchey when it comes to salesmen. They just like, they got that little cocky and that wiggle, that salesman.
And like the clothing store that won't leave you alone.
Will Ferrell in Eastbound and Down.
I've never seen
the Ric Flair looking guy.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Like that. I was never like that. I was just kind of an approachable guy. So
I would have. He was pretty.
He's pretty out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it kind of works. I don't know. I guess it works for some salesmen. It's like almost like a gimmick. But for me, it was more just like I was an approachable guy. Like,
I think a lot of times the guys get into this repetitional. It's the same speech.
Like a routine?
It's the same process they go through. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There's no outside things that they do if something else happens with a customer, I guess.
Right.
Meaning like you're saying you're approachable. Maybe some people aren't approachable.
Right.
And they're like, if their pitch doesn't work the first time, then that's it.
I try to look at it. I don't try to be routinish with every one of my customers. I look at like the way they're dressed, the way they talk, the way they present themselves, and I kind of go with that. And I guess that's what kind of makes I don't want to say I'm an approachable person, but just like I can figure people out.
Relatable.
I can figure people out.
Down
like I can talk to a priest and then go talk to,
Satanist.
Well, whatever. Just because I'm going to mold myself to where they feel comfortable.
Right.
So I guess that's what it was. And so I guess that related to more sales. I don't know.
Do you miss doing that?
I miss
that was more physical, right? That was more face to face. You're kind of doing the same thing now, but
yeah. The thing that I didn't like about with the bank, like the banking industry, I didn't like it because it was more dealing with the public one-on-one. And when you're trying to explain something to the public, it's like they know better. I'm the customer. I'm always right.
The customer's always right.
But I get it. I get the customer's always right. But sometimes the customer's not always right. You know what I'm saying?
You can't say that, though.
But you can't say that. But no, but I mean, sometimes it was like at the bank, it was like, I did home loans. But I would get people that would come in and they would just sit there and they would just like, I could tell they're pissed off and they're ready to freaking blow on somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, ma'am, you want to have a seat? Because I have that going on. I don't have an appointment. I'll go up to them and be approachable, and because I know I want to de-escalate the situation that's about to happen in a manager's office. So I'll walk up to him and say, hey, man, you like a cup of coffee? What are you here for? Can I sign you in or whatever? And like, I need to talk to somebody about my account, and I'm like, okay, here we go, And I'm like, well, I don't do that, but let me see what I can do. Let me just sit down and, so I'll pull up their account, look at it, even though I have nothing to do with it and I have no, authority to correct any wrongs or rights. That's the manager. At least just talk to the person, get to know them. It might turn into a sale. You never know,
Yeah.
She might be in a situation where she needed to gobble up some debt, and that's why her checking account was all out of whack, and I could have figured that out for her. But you got the customers that come in and they're just like, no, I had $10 in my account.
Trying to tell you how it is.
Yeah, and it's just
like
it's
you don't
hard.
have access on that side.
Right. And it was hard to explain in a nice way. Hey, Mr. Customer, you have $100 in your account. You spent $120. Therefore, you're negative $20. And therefore, we're going to slap a $35 NSF charge on it every time you try to put a transaction, not a day. Any transaction that hits your account is going to be $35 charge. Yes. So anytime you swipe that card or anytime you write a check or anything to go, and they don't understand that.
Waiting for that stimmy.
Well, yeah, waiting for the stimmy to pay us our NSF checks. No. But that was the only thing I didn't like about working with. Like, it was face-to-face public. Even though I pretty much work in the public now, it's different because I went on to the oil field, and it's not really public stuff. You're dealing with a company. So you might deal with a representative from, I don't know, Halliburton. But they're representing Halliburton. They're not representing Rhett LeCointe. They're going to the bank and saying, yeah.
Right.
It's like I'm representing Chase, but they're yelling at Rhett LeCointe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's your fault. And I didn't like that. But if you're yelling at me from an oil field standpoint, it didn't bother me because it was like, it's not me personally. It's my company that may have dropped the ball.
Hey, I'm just
following. I just work here, bro.
Just read the paperwork and...
You tell me you need something, I say I got it or I don't got it, or I'm going to try to make your life better. But if it comes back on, it wasn't like a personal thing. So
I think the banks, though, in general, that type of business is changing because, the bank up the road closed.
Right.
A lot of it's going to do-it-yourself type of ways.
Well,
you walk in, you used to go in and talk to, they had 4 or 5 accountants there.
Right.
And then you talk to them about your account, whatever. Now it's kind of a kiosk system where you can walk in and put your card in and you can do everything.
Everything's automated.
Yeah.
I mean, because of the internet, you don't really need that personal, like,
it's kind of sad, but kind of it's definitely positive and negatives to it.
Yeah. I mean, when I was still there.
Everything's so quick now.
Right. When I was still at the bank, that was the number one complaint. People would walk in, there's just no good personal bankers anymore. There's no people I could come and talk to and handshake. And they would always say that stuff. And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. The times have changed. We don't open checking accounts here. You do that online. Or you can do
everything online.
You can do everything online.
Order a card, change account, open an account.
But you still got those old school customers that just like that cup of coffee and want to waste your time for 15 minutes and say, hey, Sharon, she plays travel ball there. You know what I'm saying? And
she plays Pacino.
And you're like, hey, Mister,
every Wednesday night.
You're like, hey, Mr. Audemars, I got work to do, so if you don't mind, go and take your coffee in the waiting room, and we'll get in there. Oh yeah, sure. We'll come back tomorrow. Yeah, no, please don't come back tomorrow.
We're closed this Sunday.
Yeah, we're closed Sunday.
Go to the hardware store.
We're closed the next day too.
Yeah,
and we're closed the next day and the next day. Okay, so we'll see you later. No, it's different. Like. Yeah. Sales is still sales. You're trying to sell a widget, or you're trying to sell an idea, or you're trying to sell something.
Just technology is going so fast now, man.
You're
seeing it in fast food restaurants, in other companies like that. I'm wondering how the car salesmen and all are going to adapt, maybe. Because you still need that person to person for some stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, you need,
especially with COVID though. Everybody's been taking such a big hit. It's kind
of that too. And I mean, like my wife, if we're doing a car, like she'll research it, but you still need that person that kind of knows what they're talking about. You try to figure out
everything you can before you go to make it easier.
You try to get as much information to make it your opinion, and then you kind of verify that with a salesperson. So I think salespeople are needed still, but with the technology that we have today, the sale can happen even faster. You know what I'm saying?
Everything's on. You can do 80% of it online.
Right. Well, I mean, in the old, like, and I'm talking, this is like a span of over 10 years, because when I used to work at the machine shop, Tubaloy, used to work there, everything was like paperwork. It was still paperwork, and that was like a sharp 10. That was a sharp 10 years ago. Now everything is like no paperwork. Everything there's like digital folders now. Everything's electronic. Everything like your certification of was it your thread certs, all of that stuff. All that's electronic now. So it takes out that human error, you know, with the paperwork and everything. It just makes it a lot faster. So
until you save over something.
Yeah. Man. So that little joke right there that Tony said. I'm the worst at saving stuff, and you know,
the king of files.
I'm the king of no shift S. You know, I know I'm supposed to hit Control S. You know, every 5 seconds it seems like,
save your work.
Yeah, save my work. I don't do it. I just start, and I don't put everything in the same folder. I just start pulling stuff left and right. You know, whatever. Well, last night I got an idea, because we're gonna talk about this. I had an idea about Brady versus Breeze to do a movie dub, do it over Coming to America, the scene where they're talking about Rocky Marciano and all of that stuff. So I was like, man, we should do it.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
You never seen Coming to America?
I've seen bits and parts, but anyway, we'll pass over that.
Yeah, well, no, that's a whole nother subject right there. But I did the whole thing last night. I stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing my thing, the DJ Red Dub thing, and I'm talking about, you know, like, hey, man, like just going off, and recorded the whole thing on one track, saved it as Wave 1, and a folder that the project file was not in there. Yeah, no time to rename, man. We got to get this over with. You know, we got to get it done. Yeah, Untitled. Like I'm trying to hurry up and post it, man. I want to hurry up and get it. So I get it all done, and there was this one part that I didn't like, and I just wanted to change it. Okay, cool. So I open up my Wave thing, my microphone, and I do it, you know, I did my thing, and it says, you want to save it? Yes. Do you want to override your last save? And I'm like, yes. Not thinking that my last save was the whole timeline that I recorded the hour prior. And it when I saved it, I was like, yep. And then I opened up my project file, and it's missing. It's there, but it's like kind of opaque-ish.
It's in the cloud.
It's in the cloud. I'm like, and I went, oh, God, no. So I told them that, and they went, yep, typical Rhett. Screw projects up. I didn't do it, guys. I didn't do it. That's the famous. I should have a shirt that says I didn't do it.
Yeah, actually, yeah. You should, yeah.
What's another one that I did that I screwed up? Oh, didn't we film something and there was no footage on the...
Yeah, Gulf South Homes.
Yeah. We had to go redo that.
I did that too, though. Remember we filmed the crabbing episode?
Yeah.
And then that's where me and Aaron was trying to get in that boat, that little boat.
Yeah. That y'all almost tipped over that Aaron, the guy from, the Midwest.
Not the Bayou side.
Not the Bayou side, from the Bay side. He's trying to get in the pirogue. What the hell y'all got me into over here?
Yeah, it was, I was filming stuff all morning, and then it wouldn't save. Like, you could see on the camera when the card's transferring.
Right.
When the footage is transferring, and it never stopped. And I was like, man, what the hell is going on?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, well, try to record some other stuff, and it was like freezing.
Right.
Didn't think. I turned it off, turned it back on, and nothing was on the card. I was like,
we did? No, we did. You did that too for a drone.
Yeah.
Some drone shoots
in my defense,
we did.
though, Mavic or whatever, DJI.
Yeah, DJI, yeah.
They got like 8 places to put the card.
Yeah, the
and
SD
I
card.
don't know, it's...
You could either put it in the drone itself.
Or the controller.
But
it has an internal storage.
Yes.
So I think what happened was that I had it in the controller, but it was saving to this...
it was saving to
the internal.
Right.
But when I tried to pull it, it said the card needed to be formatted. But formatting the card...
Erased
which I thought
everything.
it was on it'll erase everything.
Right.
So there was a way to like hook it up to the computer and kind of transfer it, but no, I lost that.
You
Shit
lost
the bed
that?
on that.
Yeah, shit the bed. Shit, I'm talking about shit that like hit your toes and it went down the headboard. You know, like,
I had to catch it that day too. Remember? That was the first time we tried to catch that.
Yeah. Look, guys, don't catch a drone unless you know what you're doing.
For hire, though. Yeah.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
But the first time we tried to catch a drone, we were in it was Bayou Lafourche, and it was dumping into
the Gulf of Mexico.
Port Fouchon.
Port Fouchon, yeah.
It was dumping in there, and we were doing a documentary series for Friends of Bayou Lafourche. And we're out there, and we wanted to get some drone shots. So they got the rock levee out there right before it opens up into the ship channel.
Yeah, real rough.
Yeah, really rough. And they had like 10,000 birds over there. I mean, they had birds everywhere.
Yeah.
So we send a drone off, and we flying it around. We got some amazing shots, and I mean these seagulls are trying to attack the drone too. So
I actually have one on video. You can see it coming
up to it.
Yeah.
Well. And that was right around the time we just got the drone. So I know we were all like this. We're flying it over water.
I was nervous as hell. Yeah. I don't like that. Constantly looking up.
Yeah, looking up. Where's the drone at? Where is it at?
Yeah.
You can't see it. It's like sometimes it's like you know where it's at. You know where it's supposed to be at, but you look up and you can't see it anywhere, and you start panicking.
I'm sure that thing we got is capable of a lot of amazing things. I just haven't even dived in.
We get lazy with it. You know, we're just like, hey, man, just shoot it up in the air and do it. Yeah, they probably have so many safety features. Yeah.
Like Stick would say, the fear.
Yeah, the fear, man. You don't let the fear stop you from doing stuff. But we had that sucker in the air, and we were coming down to land it, and it has this internal mechanism where it kind of shuts itself off. Not shut itself off. It still flies.
It's like obstacle.
But yeah,
awareness.
It'll know.
Thing.
It'll kind of 3D map around it to where if it sees something, it senses something, kind of like the Roomba, you know, and it'll bounce itself off of corners and stuff. Same thing with the drone. It won't go up to objects, like it'll stop itself. So
that bird will come up to it though.
Yeah, the bird will come up to it. That's fine. But yeah, chop them up. Chop a style. Yeah, but
it's definitely a learning curve though. It was fun.
But yeah, so Tony had to reach his little hand up in the air and grab it, and it didn't catch it too bad. It caught.
No, it just kind of
the tip of your finger. Yeah,
it'll cut you though. I mean, you know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
because we did it on the Cajun Man swamp tours.
Yeah,
we had to do the same thing. We had a top and we couldn't land it. Yeah, so I stuck that.
That's the shitty part. We gotta figure that out.
That hurt. I'm sorry, that hurt. And those little propellers. I mean, they're like kind of some weak, hard plastic.
They're sharp though.
But these things are sharp.
They sharpen. I mean, they're going so fast. It don't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter. But I mean, dude, it chopped the top of my pinky off. That thing goes like 30 miles an hour, dude. It chopped the top of my pinky off on my left finger, and then like on the other side of my hand, it slapped. And you can hear in the video, that was this flesh flying off.
For a little Rhett. Had to put some little Band-Aids on it.
But it's either a bobo on your hand or a $3,000 drone in the buyer. You know, I mean, what are you going to do?
Don't litter.
Don't litter. Yeah. Don't litter, and don't try to buy a $3,000 drone. But yeah, so tell me, I mean, let's talk about like we were talking about you flying a drone and all of this stuff. So you work for Stellar Media, which is our company that we're putting out this podcast and other productions and stuff. Yep. So you came on. I remember the first day you started. You were kind of hired by somebody else, and you walked in, and you're like, "Hey, I'm here to work," and I had no clue about it. And I was like, "What the hell are we gonna do with this guy?" Like, you know. There's always the new guy syndrome where you come in and nobody likes the new guy.
Ruin the vibe, man.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like that we didn't like you. It's just that I'm like, what the hell? You know, like what?
Yeah.
Like, here we go. We got to learn somebody else. And,
I've been to places where new hire and especially the oil field, anything oil field related.
Right.
And
you bounce around a lot.
Dude, they don't give you slack, though. When you come in and see
you're
they
a
like
rookie.
you or they don't like you.
Yeah, I mean, you will know within probably the first 90 days of you working there if you're going to make it or if you're going somewhere else.
You just got to give them the same energy, man.
That's it. I mean, you walk in, you do your thing, and I mean, if people like you, they're gonna like you whether you're in a bar or whether you're working there or not, you know.
Right.
So,
but anyway,
but when you came in, I was like, what are we gonna task this guy with? What are we gonna do? And because at that time we were just kind of popping off with the kid energy stuff. We were doing that stuff.
Yeah.
But
I remember the first project that y'all gave me was y'all had just put some kid energy billboards up.
Right.
And we needed a catalog of all of them around town. So you gave me the little Canon
Right.
Canon
Oh,
Rebel
I
or
remember
whatever that is.
Yeah,
and
I
then
remember. Yeah.
Would take some shots of that, and then Josh did something with it. I don't really know.
Right.
That was really the first week though that I remember.
Right.
Everything else has been a blur.
Well, we can't. So basically, what we were trying to do is just develop this marketing firm, and also do TV shows, production, stuff like that. So I've kind of watched you blossom from. So basically, you were hired because of your photography skills.
Yeah, it was
So
kind of.
tell me about that business that you got on the side.
Before here, I was working at a company called Offshore Energy Services, and I was there for about 2.5 years, maybe a little less.
That's why we sent all the stuff when I was at Tubular.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't know each other.
No,
back
we
then,
didn't know each other back then.
We knew certain people though.
Right.
But yeah, I was there for about 2 years, 2.5 years maybe. Got laid off. That was kind of.
That's what happens down here.
Yeah, it was a small shop, and that's when the oil prices kind of went down. I forget what year that was.
That was what,
15 or something.
That's
like
when I got
15,
laid off.
16,
15.
Yeah. And then I kind of bounced around. You know, I was kind of lazy, in a sense where wasn't really looking at first. I was kind of working with my wife and all at the shop they had. I think at the time they still had Ginger and Bee, but that ended up closing as well. And then
tell us about your wife's shop. It's a boutique, right?
Yeah, it's a clothing boutique in downtown Thibodaux. So what happened was when I got laid off there, at the time I had a close friend of mine. He was real big into photography. He inspired me a lot, and I kind of took it upon myself. It's like, you know what, I might get into photography. So I ordered, the same camera, which is the same camera I got now. It's been treating me well since. It's a Sony. And since I was working with my wife and my mother-in-law, I was like, we're taking pictures on the iPhone. And granted, all that's great and all, but it's like, to step it up, how can we separate ourselves?
Right.
So I was like, I'll get the camera and then kind of take some product photos for them and all.
Well, with the camera, you can do a little bit more than just the run-of-the-mug filters.
Plus, it's just cool to kind of like
contrast yourself a little bit and practice
to make
on
it
your
look
art.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really how I started. Photography for me was to help my wife and all. That lasted a little while, and I worked for, I guess you could say, kind of contracted through Thibodaux Main Street, where I did like some of their events, like Big Boys Cook-Off, I think it's called, Arts Walk and stuff like that.
Right.
So they can promote also. I did that for a little while, and then, one day I said to myself, I was like, maybe I should start putting some resumes out there. I put a bunch out. I went to a lot of different companies, it just fell through. PCM was kind of random. But he mentioned, it's like, hey, try these companies. They might be hiring,
Right.
So I did it online, not thinking anything of it. I did a bunch of them online. Next day I got called in. What I thought was going to be my experience, from OES, from bucking, torquing, testing.
Right,
well assemblies.
It's a pipeline company, so you got to test the integrity of the pipeline.
Cool, let's do it. But I actually got called in because on my resume, I had freelance photographer, videographer.
Right.
And I put on my my skills on there regarding that because that was like my last job technically, so it was at the top. And sure enough, that's what I was hired for.
That's what
which, in my surprise, was crazy.
Right.
Because I didn't think, you go into a pipeline business and you get hired for the creative side of what was on your resume.
Right, exactly.
Which honestly was blessed because, it turned out pretty.
Well, it's the same thing that happened with me, too. When I got laid off, I was sending out resumes.
Always put something on your resume. If you think it's crazy, put it on.
Yeah, no.
Because if I would have never put that on, I would have probably never got even.
No, put it on.
Up.
This is what I put on my resume. I've worked at Wells Fargo, Chase. I worked for
Radiator.
Well, that was way back when. Sweatshop. Tubular. Then I worked for Hamilton Metals.
Hamilton, yeah.
And successful sales records. I put all my records on there. I put every award I made, everything. And then at the bottom, I put list of hobbies and references and stuff. A lot of people don't put hobbies on there, like your interests.
Right.
You need to put that on your resume because that's what
people
got
want to
me
see
this
what kind
job.
of person you are.
Yeah, exactly. I put videography, photography, acting, dancing, magician, DJ, entertainer.
Yeah.
That's what I put. And I got the call. I went in thinking it was going to be a sales position.
Right.
And it was totally different. They noticed for our creative side.
Yeah,
and,
that's crazy.
But basically at that time, what they were trying to do is create a marketing department for the pipeline company because that's where they felt they were lacking, on their marketing, on their websites, on social media, stuff like that. And I think what happened was that right around that time too, I had a couple of videos that went viral, and they noticed that, and they wanted to bring that on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, this guy knows what he's doing on social media. That's what we're trying to get that way.
Yeah.
Then you come in. We're developing the team with with Aaron and Josh, and then we're starting to get a little snowball action going on.
Right.
And man, you come in, you got the photography, the eye of the photographer, coming in, making us look pretty and stuff.
It was
In
all
fact,
a learning curve. I mean, I wasn't, even now, it's still,
Dude, you learn stuff every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I learn, that's what I try to do. I try to learn something new every day.
I was just diving. I mean, what was that, 2 years ago?
Right.
2018?
Right.
I only had the camera for like maybe
Couple of
2
months?
years. No,
a while?
2 years, but in a sense, meaning like that is a long time, but in a sense, like I wasn't really doing anything else outside of that creatively.
Right.
Like I was taking pictures of products and doing events.
Right.
Meaning now where we're at now, kind of doing some different stuff.
Right.
It's still a learning curve.
Well,
with the camera.
What made you decide? I mean, I know you started off just taking pictures with, of your wife's stuff and, the events and stuff.
Yeah.
What made you say, you know what? Or did someone say, man, you're good enough to take this to a wedding level or, freelance yourself or?
I think what happened was, like I said, at the time I had a really good friend of mine. He was a very talented photographer. He inspired me a lot, and that's how I got into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I started doing the events and all, and maybe looking back, maybe my quality or, at the time, maybe my editing skills wasn't the best.
Oh, dude, when I first started DJing,
yeah, I mean, you kind of, I don't want to even look
Garth
back
Brooks
at
for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Come on, like.
But it was more in a sense of like I felt, if I'm doing these events and all, I don't think weddings and other things like that would be any more difficult.
Right.
Because I'm already, dealing with people and taking pictures outside and doing all that stuff. So I was like, that was really the next thing. And granted, I had a lot of friends that were getting married at the time.
Right. So
they helped me a lot. Good friends within the community and in Thibodeau that we've met. They like, hey, I'll let you shoot my wedding. I was like,
yeah.
Hell
Kinda
yeah,
like a friend thing.
Yeah, because that kind of took the pressure off too. It's like if you go into a wedding not knowing anybody,
Right.
and doing it by yourself.
nerve-wracking.
Also, I have to give credit to my wife Bree too, because she comes along
With the lights and stuff.
with the lights, and she kind of helps organize.
Yeah.
But definitely with a friend, it's easier, and I think those weddings that I did in the beginning kind of helped me through.
Right.
I didn't do a lot of weddings. I mean, I got some weddings that I have done in the past, and look, I'm awful at posting on social media. I'm the exact opposite of
I'm
what
going to get you in the right spot.
I'm the exact opposite of what you should be doing in that field.
Right.
Dude, I have weddings and things I've shot that never seen the light of day.
Badass pictures that you can put up. Yeah.
I try not to consume myself too much with the social media aspect of it, because I have like two sides, right? It's like one side of me wants to put it out to show people like, man, look, man, I can.
Look how badass this is.
Yeah, man, I can. But the other side of me is like, I'm so critical on myself that I'll post something, take it down 5 minutes later because it didn't get what I think it would get.
Right.
And then I'm like,
that's so not me.
yeah, I'm not going to. No, absolutely. And that's a blessing and a curse, because
It is.
the problem with Instagram too that I feel is like a lot of people it could be seen negatively, because it's like a lot of people focus on likes,
Right.
that number figure.
Numbers.
And
That's it.
I'm a example of it, because I'll probably take, like some stuff what y'all catching we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's badass stuff, but it's like I posted, I get 5 likes. It's like, to me, it's like I put it out there and this is what I'm getting back.
Right.
It's like maybe it's not badass.
Right.
Take it down. You know.
But at that point, did you put it up there for the likes, or did you put it up there because you liked it?
Well, that's the problem.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm still learning and adapting
Well,
to. I need to do it for myself and not for what other people do.
Well, I was like that at first too, and I would always beat myself up with the numbers, and still to this day, I still kind of beat
The
myself
thing is,
up
you
to the
gotta
numbers.
post it and forget about it.
You have to. You
Yeah.
have to let it go. And I used to always be consumed with that. Like I'd
Yeah.
be like, I'd post something and I'd be like, all right, I got to get to this, and then I got to get to that number.
You
and I
want it
got
to
get
match
that
what
number.
you feel, how you feel about it.
Right. But if that's why you're doing it, you're
Yeah.
going to fail. You're
No,
going
right.
to fail. So I always did it. Hey, if it made me laugh or it made me feel good, I'm going to post it. Now, you also got to live and die by the sword, which means
Yeah.
that if you put something out there that might be a little offensive or
Yeah.
something like that, you can't clamp back and say, oh, now you
Take
can
it
defend
personally.
yourself.
Yeah, right.
You can defend yourself and say, oh, well, I didn't mean it that way. I meant it this way or whatever. But you have to live and die by that. You can't,
Yeah.
you can't, have your cake and eat it too in that regards. But I understand what you're saying with the numbers, like, and it's discouraging because it's like,
It's like,
is it
if
really?
I take this photo,
I think it's good, so it should have 1 million likes.
yeah,
you
I
know?
take this photo I spent, no, unless you're doing it and you're in that creative field,
Right.
like people just think you get a camera, you take a photo, and you post it, then it's good.
Right.
Which that's subjective, right?
Right.
It doesn't mean it's not good.
Somebody else could
But-
say it sucks.
But a lot of people don't understand that maybe the people that are really passionate about it, there's a lot of effort that might go into a photo.
Right.
A lot of Photoshop,
Planning.
maybe a lot of editing, a lot of different. Like how does
Angles.
that photo? Because I get tied up in that too. It's like, how does this photo make you feel?
Right.
I might edit a photo in color, for example, and I'm like, man, this looks awesome. But then it doesn't feel.
It doesn't set the mood right.
And then I'll put it black and white. It's like, man, this changes it completely.
Changes the whole thing. Yeah.
But then the
You can go
problem
from
is that-
happiness to depression
Yeah.
just by color change.
And then the problem is like after all this time you put in this photo, you love it, you're ready to put it out, 2 likes, and it's your wife and your dog's account on Instagram. You know what I mean?
It goes back to why did you post it? Because if you're posting it for the likes, then you have to be consistent. You have
Right.
to be like,
Oh,
okay,
I'm
well,
not-
cool.
yeah.
You have to. You get like,
I
and
post
then,
like once every 2 months.
well, to see that, then that's the
Yeah.
problem. You're gonna get only 2 likes,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be your wife and your mama.
Yeah.
that's all it's
Yeah.
gonna be. But if you stay consistent at your craft and that's what I guess it's a gold. Are you trying to build your social media influence, and are you just trying to say, hey man, look at my? It's the same thing.
You know
if
what
you think about it.
I recognize it as, would I like to have a bigger following on certain platforms? Sure.
Based on what though? Your photos, your work, right?
I think
So you have to
the
keep
style
posting your
of-
work.
Yeah, but Instagram's kind of weird, man. The algorithms and stuff. I
Right.
find Facebook is a little better. Like I can post some stuff on Facebook and it not be so
Limited.
like not so much pressure because it's kind of like
Instagram is a
platform.
platform for photos.
yeah, and it's like if your timeline, you might never see a photo I post, especially if I'm not consistent with it.
Right.
Facebook though is kind of like you kind of have an equal opportunity to maybe see more so than you would Instagram.
Right.
If you follow 2,000 people on Instagram,
You're gonna, yeah. You
know what I mean? It's
It's the
like-
lotto at that point. Like if you get
Yeah.
in there, and then actually it's good enough to stop or like
Right.
engaging
Oh, it
enough
has to
stop.
catch your eye.
It has to catch your eye.
Facebook, you might just stop because it's somebody you know.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
like, oh, let me see what,
Right,
What you
because you're
post
not
up.
because on Facebook the first thing you see is their name, then you see what's under it.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but that's the first thing I see. I look at the name, who posted it, like. But Instagram, I look straight at the picture. I don't even look
Right.
at who.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It has to
how
catch
that
your
works.
eye, but Facebook, it's kind of like, especially locals, like people are kind of nosy.
Yeah,
It's like you stay on Facebook. Some people
Right.
stay on Facebook to
Facebook
see
is
what's
dirty
going on.
laundry.
So in a way, it might work out better because if you constantly post and you're like, man, here's Anthony again posting another damn fishing photo, but it's like, hey, at least you've seen it.
right,
Instagram, you might not get that chance.
right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I get it all the time. People say, man, I saw another video of you on Facebook. Man, I saw another video of you on Facebook. You want to know why? Not it's because people are sharing my stuff. It's because I'm posting every single day.
Yeah.
And
But the
you know
problem
what?
on Instagram, you post on Instagram. We're friends. I
Right.
never see you post.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I never really go on Instagram.
Yeah,
either.
but you still post them.
I do post,
but I
yes.
never see them. Now when I go on Facebook,
You see 'em.
yeah, every other scroll.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't
Isn't
know.
that weird?
It is weird.
I don't know, man.
I don't know how it
But
works.
yeah, back to what I would like it to have a bigger platform. And, I kind of slap myself sometimes because I'm still getting feedback, even not posting. I get people that message for weddings. And
Right.
it's like, man, I should maybe try to put a little bit more effort into it. It's just, I'm my biggest critic. So it's like.
Right. But that's, I mean, when we're doing projects over here, I kind of, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. Like, because I'm the type of guy that's like, all right, guys, let's go. Let's put the damn thing up. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I got to post it now. And I got to do this and I got to do that. And then I got guys like you that are like, wait, Rhett, hang on. Take a deep breath. Let's make sure we got the angle right. Let's make sure we got the words okay.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we have the audio clean. Let's make sure the lighting is correct. Let's make sure you're walking and you're stopping in the same spot.
But in your defense, at least you still post it. I still don't post it.
Yeah, you won't post. Y'all gonna do all the work and not post it. I'm gonna
It's just
do
like
half-ass work and be
yeah.
like, post it now.
It's weird, man. It's just a weird. I need to get out of that mindset, but it's just.
Hey,
It's all about approval, man. And it's kind of like sometimes it's just easier not even to. You know, I'll take the photo and edit it, and I can look at it and be like, man, that's pretty cool. I have some stuff on my website,
Right.
and at least somebody can see some stuff, but
Right.
I don't know. Sometimes I try to distance myself from it.
Right.
Because, like you said in other podcasts, you can get consumed by it, man. It takes away from you.
You can, because it's like at what point, like I was at a point where it's like I'm not stopping at any effort to get to 100,000 followers.
Right.
And then when I got to 100,000 followers, my goal was done. Well, what can I do? I'm gonna get another 100,000 followers, but then I up it. I'm gonna get 110. You know,
Right.
and it just never stops. And then it got to a point where I'm like, what are you trying to accomplish, Rhett? Are you doing this for the likes? Or are you doing this
Yeah.
because you like to just make yourself laugh? Because
It's weird because it's kind of both.
it is. But at the beginning, when it was growing a lot, it was almost like a drug. And then now it's kind of like, if I get some follow, but
in the
it's
back of
still
your head,
there.
it's
Still there, but it's more now. It's more of like I want to concentrate on my art now, and get it out there and put some quality stuff out there.
Yeah.
you
What
know?
happens is once you start growing stuff like that, you have you get used to the same kind of feedback you get.
Right,
It's like, every post I post, I might get 100 likes.
right.
And, one day you might get 40, and you're like,
What the hell I did?
I knew it was that black. I should have never posted the black and white.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But it shouldn't be like that.
No.
You know what I mean?
You want to know why? It's because somebody didn't see your stuff. Sometimes I'll post something, I'll post it, and then I'll be like, okay, cool. I'll get like a certain amount of views. And then 2 months down the line, I'll repost it again and get triple the amount of views I got the first time. It's because people didn't see it.
It's
Maybe
hard to
people
keep up,
wasn't
man.
sitting down at the couch.
Yeah.
Maybe, it's just, you got to catch them at the right time. That Get Up Challenge, me and Meg, it went viral again like last week because I posted it because of all the crap that was happening last week. I said, no, not right now, 2021. Check out this little cool video me and my daughter did 2 years ago. It went viral again. And it's like, but 6 months ago when I posted again just for a happy thing, it didn't. It just got like a couple of thousand views. It's crazy how the system works. I don't know. But I just want to let everybody know, don't get discouraged. Just if you like it, post it.
Do it for yourself, man.
Yeah.
And that's that was the initial idea when I first bought the camera because I want to separate myself from just taking pictures on your phone and posting on Instagram.
Right.
Because it's kind of I was trying to benefit the business and all.
Right.
I'll invest in the camera. We could take cool photos and post it, and then people are gonna be like, "Man, that's not an iPhone photo."
Right.
You can tell.
Right.
You know what I mean? iPhone quality is good and all, but you can tell when it's like.
Do you get discouraged that people, sometimes they'll post pictures from their cell phone that took them literally 5 seconds to just pull it out, stick a filter on it, have little to no thought into it, post it, and it goes freaking apeshit viral or has a lot of likes, and you put like this energy into it, and then it does that discourage you, or does that? I guess what I'm trying to ask is, do you think does that dumb down the art of what you're trying to do? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it dumbs down. I think it's a mixture of I can't complain too much because I'm not putting in the effort maybe that those people are putting in.
Right.
So I have to accept that. Either I do better or I don't. But in the sense that maybe the eye of somebody looking at these photos,
Right.
not noticing the difference between, a professional, not saying I'm a professional photographer,
Right.
but looking at a professional photographer versus Instagram influencer.
Right.
And, maybe it's a little discouraging, because I follow people that might have 2 million followers on Instagram.
Photographers, actual photographers.
And their photos are all right.
Right.
Not saying that it's bad. It's just not my thing.
Right.
Now, I follow other professional photographers, I forget his name. It's Joey something.
Mm-hmm.
But, he's the real deal. Like, he's a professional. Like, he takes pride in what he does. Like,
He does digital, he does film.
Film, digital.
All kinds.
It's like just in the arena of photography in general.
Right.
It's like an art. You can tell it's like an art to him.
Right.
And
he tries to manipulate what he has to make something new.
he lives and breathes by it.
Right,
I mean,
right.
he'll travel and, do his own books and, it's more than just getting likes.
Right.
To him.
Well, it's
But-
not about likes. It's
but-
about doing what he loves.
He has a quarter of the followers.
Right. You want to know why?
Where's the separation?
I think it's because
Not
he just
hip. I don't know.
Well, no, I just think it's probably he's just true to his. And you know what? You might have a social media influencer that might have a million followers, but only 20% of those actually pay attention to what that person's saying. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Or you might have somebody that might have 500,000 followers, but 300,000 of those are actually paying attention to what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't pay attention to the numbers.
Yeah.
Go back at it like
It's
that.
just hard, man, because social media has evolved so much. But at least it's crazy because at least people have a platform now where they
Right.
can put their stuff.
Right. Yeah, back in the day, you had to know somebody in the press, or you had to pay to get to the top.
But back
or
to what
whatever.
you were saying, it's maybe discouraged a little bit, but I understand at the same time, if you want the results, you have to put the effort into it.
I guess I guess that question went in a different direction. I think what I'm saying is like, I guess with the technology the way it is right now, with the cameras, the way the phones are and everything, and
That's the new norm.
it's the new norm. Like, people, I see everybody getting into the photography business, and they're
Yeah.
photographers and all. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I knew you in high school, or I knew you from another life or whatever, and you're not a photographer.
Yeah.
Like, I know what a photographer is. I know what they do.
The thing is, I might have been guilty of that at first too. It's because it was like a cool, hip, kind of trendy thing. But
yeah, but you're learning. You're learning you're learning the shutter speeds. You're learning the f-stops. You're learning.
I educated myself in a sense that I can understand how a photo should be taken. Should be taken in my eye.
Yeah.
Because
It's
it's all
your
subjective,
photo.
right?
Yes,
there's no right
exactly.
or wrong in photography. I think that's the great part about it. Do I like some people's work more than others? Sure.
Mm.
But that could just be based on the subject, not actually the pushing of the button on a certain camera.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You think you evolved since you came work with us, Kuyons?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
I've evolved on the photography side. Like, you give me pointers about lighting and distancing,
and I'm still not the best. They got some
but
people,
still in
yeah.
all, I learned that stuff back in the 90s when.
See, and I didn't have any of that. We didn't have
we
that
had
in
classes.
high school.
Yeah, well, I think we were one of the only ones in the state that had a multimedia class.
Ellen
We had
didn't.
dark room. We would develop film.
Not saying multimedia, maybe, but
Well,
as far as photography, I don't remember
They called
that.
it multimedia production
We had
because
computer classes.
half of it was photography and the other half was
Yeah.
kind of just it was creative arts. Like, we did
Yeah, I gotcha.
slideshows, we did yearbooks, we did stuff like
We
that.
had stuff. Yeah, we had like yearbook and stuff like that.
Yeah. So that not that like pursued me to do it more, because like I said, when I was younger, I did the camera and everything, but it was kind of cool to have a class like that.
Oh,
to just
absolutely. Yeah, I would have
reevaluate,
loved to have it. But then again, thinking back, I probably wasn't interested until this was like 5 years after I graduated high school.
Right.
So, it could, like I said, man, I had a good friend at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be one person that inspires you to kind of make the jump. It worked out, man, because where I'm at now, I like what I do. And yeah, I think I have evolved since then. It's, it's constantly a learning curve.
Right.
Just with different technology and cameras and
That's what's cool about technology.
videoing for sure, because I wasn't really into videoing.
Right.
I had some old videos I did for some, some personal, like, hey, and it's whack.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever look at that
Dude,
again.
I'm transferring some VCR tapes, like stuff I used to do with a VCR camera, and I'm watching that stuff. I'm like, dude, that's so horrible.
Yeah,
like,
I don't.
Horrible.
It's in my.
The content's great, but
it's in my drive, but I never open those photos.
Right. Yeah.
It's like do not open.
Do
That's
not
the name
open
of it.
this, or you will die.
But sometimes it's good because I always think about some of the weddings I shot where I'm looking at them now and I'm like, you know what, they're great.
Right.
And the people that I did the wedding, I don't want to say that they suck, but it's like I'm wondering now, take some of those old photos and kind of how I see
Brush
it
them
now.
up. Yeah.
It might be totally different,
Yeah.
and I think that's the beauty of it because
well, you're learning and
it's
you're
not just
evolving.
technology. It's,
Right.
You're continually growing.
You're growing your
personally. So it's like you might think it's great now, and I might think this podcast is great now.
Yeah.
A year from now, it's like, man, why did I say that?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So-
I might look at this podcast a year from now, like this 4th episode that we're doing, and be like, God, dog, we suck.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't that good at the camera.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't. Yeah. That's so funny. But no, like, speaking of Kraft, I'm thinking it just popped into my head.
No.
Robert Kraft. Okay. So when you started working over here, I noticed one day you had a Patriots hat on.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, he went to Ellender, that's why. And I was like,
no, they weren't that good.
no,
either.
yeah. But I'm like, why is this guy? I mean, I love South Terrebonne, but I just don't wear a South Terrebonne hat. But this guy must love Ellender because he's wearing it. But no, it came out.
Ellender was cool, but not the football team.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
okay.
no, they suck. The soccer team wasn't good either when we played them. But I mean, hey, no, that was our rival.
Hey, it's all good.
It's all good, man.
It's kids, man.
Hey, I went where I went, man. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I enjoyed it, man. I had some good friends.
Me too. I mean, I went to South Terrebonne. Hey, look, and I was like not even a half a mile out the radius to where I would have had to go to Ellender.
Really?
Yeah. I was in Presque Isle. I lived in Presque Isle, so that was
What's
like the
line?
cutoff. The cutoff is like Presque Isle, then there's Roberta Grove, like right here where the studio's
Yeah.
at, the line's right there.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
So like Friendswood and all of that
yeah.
stuff, Lafayette Woods, that all went to, no, I'm sorry, it cut off right there. They went to South Terrebonne. Everybody, Friendswood and Roberta Grove and all
Yeah.
that stuff, they went to Ellender. So I was right there.
Yeah.
So I went to South Terrebonne. So no, and a lot of my friends that I grew up with, they all went to Ellender. So I was
Yeah.
like one of 5 people that just went to South Terrebonne. So it's, yeah, you went where you went, man. It's just,
But New England Patriots.
but the New
Not
England,
Ellender
yeah. Okay, so, and the only reason why I knew this is because one of the guys, the safety guy that works in over here, he walks in. He's a Patriots fan too, and he's like, I was a Patriots, they're playing this weekend, and I'm like, oh God, whatever. And then you start talking to him, and I'm like, this son of a gun's a freaking New England Patriots fan. So we start talking, and it's not real. Well, is it a Patriots fan, or you were just a Tom Brady fan?
I think what happened was, in younger days too, a lot of people probably, bandwagon and all this
Right.
other stuff. But
I'm hardcore Saints. I don't care if they suck or if they are the top of the mountain.
and I was like that. I was like that with the Patriots. But I think
But I do like individual players.
the
Don't get me wrong.
fascination between for the Patriots was Tom Brady. I think.
Right. Well, you're young, so you kind of grew up when Tom Brady was blowing up, like in the early 2000s, right?
Kind of in a way. I don't really remember a lot of it because I wasn't really, growing up, I didn't have a lot of male role models.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't really into like football and stuff. It
Right.
wasn't until like maybe the beginning of high school, which would have been 2009, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
started getting into sports. Because then you're hanging out with people in high school, they
Right.
play sports. I was in band and then all that stuff. But
Well, around that time, they had 3 Super Bowls right around that time
Yeah.
because the Saints in 2009 won the Super Bowl in 2010.
they lost
They lost to the Giants
the second, yeah.
the first time.
The first time, yeah.
And then the second time after the
Yeah,
Saints
who was in
Super Bowl.
between? Who's
It was Green
Was
Bay.
it? Yeah,
and
that's when they-
Green Bay and the Steelers played after
Yeah.
us. I think it was.
Yeah, but I think it was more of a Tom Brady thing because I watched a lot of documentaries about him. The whole 199th pick.
Right.
I just think I love
Underdog story.
I just love the underdog story, and he wasn't very out there in the media. He was just kind of doing his job.
Right.
I guess
Wasn't
in
a flamboyant guy.
Yeah,
like
I guess in a sense he was like one of the better role models.
Right.
Not saying there wasn't
Right.
anyone else out there, but
And I can respect that because Tom Brady is he's cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah,
He's
man.
not flamboyant. He's not you know.
he's like Drew Brees in a sense.
I mean, he is a little cocky, but I mean, I'd be a little cocky too.
I mean, who isn't at that point?
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Drew Brees last week looked like an
I
idiot
think I
when he
just
was
like
cocky.
the fact that
I did it. No, you didn't.
the underdog, the underdog of 6th round, 199th, playing in college, Michigan and all. Didn't think he was going to be picked to kind of take over Bledsoe, and kind of he started his legacy there, and it was
Right.
kind of like I like that about him. And I guess regardless of the team, it just so happened he was on the Patriots. I just Patriots fans.
Right.
It's kind of weird just wearing Tom Brady's name on his
Right.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he's and
Yeah.
and at that time, I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna retire a Patriot. I mean, come on.
Yeah, man, that was kind of just I guess it all just builds up to because throughout the years, just kind of like, is it the Brady or is it the Belichick?
Right.
He's a system quarterback. He's not a system quarterback.
Right.
The
I think
Brady effect, the not Brady effect.
I think I don't know if it was outside interference that made that whole deal to where he wanted to go somewhere else, or if there was really conflict within upper management.
it could have been both.
Robert
I think
Kraft,
it just
I don't know.
was at a point maybe. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I had to do it.
I think it was just a point of he's been there 20 years.
Right. I guess just I want a fresh start. See what
Yeah,
happens.
Maybe he was just getting influenced by outside people saying, well, they keep winning. It's the same system, Belichick. And then maybe he was like, you know what? Before I can't do it no more, maybe I'll just start.
Right.
I'll try to start something new.
I think it's a mixture of everything.
Yeah.
I think it's a little mixture. I think
He
it's
wants to
like
prove something to people.
exactly. I
but-
mean, like, hey man, it's almost like you ride the ride at Disney until it's not fun anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like
6 rings ain't
six
funny.
rings in. How is that not fun? You
Yeah.
know, it's like.
But I think it.
But
yeah.
I guess he
I
wants
think
to.
it was a personal thing.
It was a personal thing, and I think it's also like, hey, I don't need Belichick. Even though him and Belichick they might be laughing behind closed doors
Maybe,
about
yeah.
this whole situation. They might be still best of friends. They might hate each other's guts right now.
Yeah.
Who knows? But all I know is that Tom Brady, I think, and I can respect that about him. Hey, man, look, I won.
Yeah.
We made it at work. It's time for me to move on.
Yeah.
And I can respect somebody when they say it's time for me to move on. Like my boy Drew, like the boy's been getting his ass kicked this year. He broke it. Well, he screwed up his thumb last year,
Yeah.
and then 11 broken ribs. It's almost like he doesn't want to leave. He has that
Would
competitive
you want him
spirit.
to leave or you want him to retire?
I don't. If he feels good enough to play the game, if he feels great enough to play the game,
You wouldn't be upset if he left the Saints?
no. If he left to go play for somebody else,
Yeah, like
I
how
would.
Tom Brady did.
I would.
Like,
I
hey,
would.
I'm just going to
I
try
would,
to.
but as a Patriots fan, if I was a Patriots fan, I wouldn't be mad at what Tom Brady did.
I was kind
I
of upset
wouldn't.
because it was like, to me, there's an argument that it was Brady or Belichick. I think it was a mixture.
It seemed ugly though. It didn't
Yeah,
seem warm
but
and fuzzy.
When he left, I was like, man, I don't. They're gonna probably take a dive. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
a team is not just a single sport. But if you don't have a good quarterback, man,
you poo.
yeah,
You're
it's
poo. And I mean, not saying that Cam Newton is not a good quarterback.
He
The
tried,
dude's
man.
great,
I mean, granted,
but
he had COVID and all this other stuff, but I mean, it just didn't.
But I still think that, Tom Brady is a true pocket passer who will go through his progressions, who will stand in the
I
pocket.
mean, he's still proving it. They're in the
maybe
playoffs.
extend the play a little bit that he needs to get it
Yeah,
down the
he's-
field. Same as Drew Brees.
Right.
He's not going to run around the pocket. He's a Peyton Manning. They don't run around
Yeah.
the pocket, So I just think I don't know. I think Tom went over there.
I think he
prove a
wanted to
point.
prove something personally, and
Right.
I think it's working out because they finished with
Well,
11-5.
They're in the
playoffs.
divisional round against my Saints.
Yeah,
Dude, it's so funny because at the beginning of the year, I was like, I was actually, because we played them first. We played
Yeah.
the Tampa Bay first. And they scored first. It was the opening drive. They scored for 7-0, and then we had to punt, and then they came back down. I think Tom threw an interception after that, and then it was just off to the races. We just beat the holy hell out
So
of
you're
them.
saying third time's a charm?
So no, but this is how it was. When going into that game, I was kind of like, man, I'm nervous, man. Tom Brady, and they got Gronk,
They didn't have
and
chemistry
they got,
still.
but still, man, that's Tom Brady, and every
They
time
did.
Tom Brady and Gronk play in the goddamn dome, they always destroy us.
I think what's happening with the Bucks now is
They're gelling, they're believing in themselves.
I think offensively, the defense is still, kind of
Right,
whatever.
right. So bringing Antonio Brown into the grand scheme of things, did that work out for them, or is that?
I think what happened with that was kind of like, I don't know, man. Read some reports that Tom Brady contacted them, and he was with the Patriots for a little while before. But I think at the beginning he didn't really do anything. I mean, that I've seen.
That gives them the edge.
Yeah, but now he's kind of being utilized a bit more.
Right.
In that last game, he was throwing a couple passes. He had a touchdown pass, I believe. He's becoming more of a asset on the offense. The problem is with the Bucks, I think, is their defense is just kind of.
Yeah, I was looking at.
They score high score games because the defense lets up a lot.
Right.
I mean, Washington was blowing and going, dude, with that new guy.
With the number 4, Henneke, I think his name is, or something.
Yes.
Third string quarterback or something, pulled off the streets.
Regardless, the dude looked great.
He looked like a Heisman Trophy winner.
Dude, and it's that ain't gonna happen, man.
Yeah.
Saints, or if they played the who was it? The Packers or whatever, who had to bye.
Yeah, the Packers had the ball. Yeah,
dude, the way Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees, it's like they're gonna put up points.
Yeah, the only thing I'm disappointed about is that we don't have a crowd like in the dome.
That definitely helps, because think about Seattle. They always
Seattle's always tough to play.
Man, it's
yeah,
nobody's there.
Nobody's there. It don't matter.
Yeah, nobody cares about.
I mean, the only thing, what kind of advantage does that bring? Like, you don't have to fly. You don't have to sleep in a hotel. I mean,
I'm just talking about the in the scheme of getting in your opponent's head. Like, like the real crowd noise, seeing the real people there. If nobody's in the stands, it's kind of like you going through a 2-minute drill.
Well, I mean, think about last year when we all went to the San Francisco game.
Yeah.
Saw how loud, dude, it was loud in there.
Yeah.
And at one point, I think it was in the third quarter, I tapped out.
Yeah.
I couldn't yell anymore.
Yeah.
My head hurt so
Yeah, but that game was awesome.
bad.
But that's what I'm saying, man. I think it does make a difference in our games, especially in the playoffs.
Right.
I think it
I mean,
some places still have, like, I think Tennessee had people.
Yeah, well, they will have people in there. I think they're only going to have like 4,000 or 5,000 people.
I don't know.
But
Tennessee,
it
it looks like it was more. I might be wrong.
Well, no, Tennessee's outdoors, so they allow more people, and the restrictions are not as bad.
Still?
Seahawks, no, they had probably 6 or 7 teams at the beginning of the year that said no fans at all throughout the whole year, even if it starts turning around. Seattle, I mean, when the Saints would go play over there, the Saints were the better team than Seattle. But Drew Brees would say it. He was like, look, and they don't want to admit it. Athletes are saying, no, it's on me, whatever. We should be performing. We should be catching.
Yeah.
But that freaking noise, man, gets in your head. You can't communicate. You can't freaking see. You can't think sometimes.
Right.
And even Jared Goff said that when they beat us, when they came over here. They could not get a playoff in the first quarter.
It makes a difference.
They could not, and now the communication is everything. So
dude, think about when Seattle was on their little run a couple years ago. When was that?
That was
Peyton Manning.
That was they played the Broncos and they played the Patriots like back to back.
Yeah.
That was 2012, 2013,
but think about
something like
that whole year, man. It's like if you play in Seattle, it's like
you're dead.
So it's like that was the place.
You chalk up a loss.
Yeah, that was the place.
I remember the Saints. They played a Monday Night Football game. They were both like 10-2.
Yeah.
And the Saints went over there. The Saints destroyed everybody. And Seattle was they were beating people, but they had the Legion of Boom, I think it was.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And they went over there, and the noise, they could not communicate. And the Saints got their ass whipped. I think it was like 31-3 or
Arrowhead
something.
turned into that too.
Yeah, exactly.
They got a high turnout.
They can't tell me that it doesn't make a difference.
No, it makes a difference, especially in the playoffs.
Right.
It's a mental thing.
It's a mental
for these,
game.
especially rookies and all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They've never been in this situation
They want
before.
that adrenaline of the crowd, and that might make them
Play better.
be the highlight of the week with a play or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's no different than when I was growing up, when I played soccer, when they had people in the stands. Soccer wasn't popular when I played it. It's popular now. But when I played it, we'd have a handful of people in the stands. But some Saturdays we'd have like 100 people in the stands. And just knowing that they had 100 people watching you, you played harder.
Yeah.
So I could just about imagine 80,000 people screaming, you know?
Oh,
holy crap.
Yeah.
You know? Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll never know that feeling.
It's probably nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
honestly.
Nerve-wracking
But-
and freaking exhilarating
but these
at the
people
same
come
time.
from, college players, they come from that anyway. So,
Yeah. They're
you have those
trained for
elite,
that.
you have those elite guys that are born to do, that's what they want.
Yeah.
They
They
live.
crave that.
Yeah. Not me.
Yeah.
I'm straight on.
Well, I think, I mean, honestly, I don't know what you think, but I honestly think it's hard. That's why it's hard for some of these guys, like, Ben Roethlisberger. He cried like a little baby the other day.
Yeah, I see
because
that.
they can't let that go.
Yeah.
That's all they know. Since they were 5 years old,
It's
they've
done.
been playing football.
Yeah.
And now you're looking at Ben Roethlisberger, 38,
Yeah, something. I'm
young.
not sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, by the world standards, 38 is
yeah,
a
he's
young
kinda-
guy.
yeah.
But 38 in the NFL is,
Yeah, right.
dude, you're
Yeah.
ancient, you
Yeah.
know?
Should
And-
retire.
But even though, yeah, exactly. But even though a 38-year-old guy, they still have that 5-year-old heart. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's
And
just the
hard to
love
give it
though,
up.
for the game. You know?
Yeah. That's why I
I don't know.
always love seeing Tom Brady cry, because that's what he's going to be doing this weekend.
I don't know, man. It'll be an interesting game for sure.
I don't think he'll cry. I wouldn't cry if I was getting a paycheck,
I mean, he's done. He's to me, my perspective. He's held up his end. I mean,
Oh, he
the
has.
Bucks in the playoffs, over 500 record,
When's the last time the Bucks went to the playoffs? What, in like 2006 or something?
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah.
The last time the Bills were in the playoffs, I was reading this. Some meme account on Instagram posted it.
It's like early 90s.
The Josh Allen wasn't born. They said Dallas Cowboys was good. That's like the last time. They had some other crazy fact. Amazon wasn't this big. It was like in a garage sale.
Yeah.
The last time the Bills were.
It was like almost like an eBay, like little hub.
like in a studio apartment type thing.
Monica Lewinsky had her OnlyFans.
And it was so. Yeah, like the quarterback wasn't born.
Yeah.
That was
That's nuts, man. That's nuts.
wild.
So, I mean, there's another phenomenon in the NFL playoffs right now, and it's the Cleveland Browns. They done whooped up on the freaking Steelers, dude. Like, dude, wouldn't that be amazing? The AFC Championship game against the Browns in the no, they playing each other, huh?
No, the Browns are playing the
Browns
Chiefs.
are playing the Chiefs. Wouldn't that be amazing? Bills,
Upset.
Browns,
Bills, Browns.
AFC
My
Championship.
God.
That has no sexiness whatsoever with it, but they're both really good teams right now. So it's like, I don't know, it's weird.
I don't know, man. I
Fascinating.
got on my little pick. I got the Ravens beating them.
You got the Ravens
Bills.
going to the Super Bowl, or
No, I got the Ravens going against the Chiefs, and I got the Chiefs going against.
oh, okay. No, I got I did the Bills.
You got
Bills Chiefs,
Yeah.
and Bills beating them, and I got what? Well, I screwed the pooch last week.
You got
on my
you had Saints Seahawks, but now you got Saints Bucks, and
Yeah.
then you got Packers Rams.
yeah, because I picked Seahawks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I picked the Seahawks.
Nah, I got the Ravens going against the Bills, man. I think the Bills are doing good. I don't know.
You think it's gonna like just the air's gonna deflate? I don't know, bro. Josh
Still
Allen.
being kind of a Patriots fan, I think I don't like the Bills.
You don't like the Bills?
No.
Man. Come on, man. I thought you liked the underdog story.
Not them.
Not them.
No, I think what's happening there is great. You know, the quarterback situation and Stephon Diggs is showing out.
Right.
I still don't like him either, though. But
I don't like Stephon Diggs
I
either.
know why you. Yeah, I'm just not a Bill. It's like
I'm one of those guys right now that, like, I always like to believe in fate and things happen for a reason. Dude, we've been getting hung out to dry the last 3 years. Something's got to happen. So this is what I'm looking at, man. It all comes to fruition here on Sunday night. You got Tom Brady, you got Drew Brees. They both want it because Tom Brady wants to prove that he can do it with somebody else. Drew Brees wants to prove that he's better than a Super Bowl quarterback.
Yeah.
And he also knows that I had 11 cracked ribs. This is it, man. So I think we're going to have like some fights, some people getting thrown out. I think it's going to get ugly at
kind
first.
of being a fan of both, like Tom Brady and then obviously Saints. You know, I like the Saints. I don't dislike the Saints.
Right.
I love Drew Brees and all. I think he's great. I just hate that it has to be one or the other.
I hate that we're going to have to take Tom Brady down.
Yeah, I just wish they would have kind of met a different way.
I wish they would have met last year or the year before, which they should have because the Rams didn't deserve to go.
I remember that. Yeah,
and call me what you want. I don't care.
It should have been
I don't care.
Rams,
Tom Brady scored 13 points in that Super Bowl. The Maroons scored 5 and the Rams scored 3.
3, yeah.
Okay. Honest to goodness, okay, think that if the Saints would have not got screwed, they would have went in there and beat the living hell out of Tom Brady. And Tom Brady would have had only 5, not 6. He would have had 5. I think he would have beat the shit.
I think it would have been a different game.
It would have been totally different. Rams defense was balling that year, yeah, but we dropped 40 points on them the first time we played in the regular season, and I don't give a rat's ass. We got freaking robbed that year. So you know what? I'm gonna stop. I said I'm going to let bygones be bygones, but no!
It's not a big Vikings fan, huh?
No. Well, the first time we played the Vikings, that was like, that was a miracle. I don't care. Everybody says, that wasn't a miracle. He got out of position and da-da-da-da. Look, freaking Case Keenum, does he have a job? Is he bagging groceries somewhere probably right now?
No, he's playing for...
Who is he playing for? He's playing for the garbage truck. That's what he's playing for.
He's playing for somebody. The Chargers or the Broncos, one of them.
Was it the Broncos? I thought it was the Broncos.
I seen him on the highlight thing. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure he's trash. And he just threw up a ball to Stephon Diggs. The guy tripped, ran it into
So what about the other one?
Now, the other one, no, they beat us. They took us to the woodshed. They really did. So. What's that?
Oh, yeah, there you go. No, he's there? He's with the Browns?
He's with the Browns?
No.
Of course he's with the Browns because he's poo. He's the backup.
Google who's the quarterback for the Broncos and the Chargers.
He's on the Browns, where legends go to die. That's where he's at.
Hey, Baker Mayfield looks like he's finally coming around, maybe.
Yeah, well.
He's getting out of that.
Yeah, well, I just now said I'm so excited about him. But you know what? No, I'm not excited about him.
You changed it,
The Browns suck.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the Browns either.
They've just got that tarnishment on them. They're the Browns, you know. So, I don't know. But I think
it'll be interesting.
It's gonna be fire. That's for sure. We're gonna get the red. I'm gonna get the freaking water balling, bro. I'm gonna give me a sack of crawfish to watch this.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a couple of IPAs, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a couple.
Maybe a stogie. I haven't had a stogie in my life, but Aaron seems to like it. You know,
eat some non-meat.
Eat some non-meat products, non-meat, some soy patties.
Yeah, some
and enjoy a little wine and a little Tom Brady's retirement. Yep.
Yeah.
No, but good luck, man.
You think?
Yes, he's gonna retire. Both Drew and Tom Brady are retiring at the end of the year. It's got to be. I don't
know, man.
Gotta be.
I think they still look like they can play a couple more years.
Oh, no, they can. But, I mean, come on, man. What else they have left to prove, you know?
Win again, I guess.
I guess.
Drew Brees. I mean, I'm sure Drew Brees wants another one.
I guess, if I'm going to talk like I've always talked, like, you know, the energy that we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast, if I'm going to put the energy into posting something and do that,
right.
It's the same thing. They put their energy into what they know, and that's football. So, I mean, what else do they know? I don't know.
Might go to the Falcons.
Maybe one day I can be reincarnated and throw a ball and make millions. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
No. I mean, I don't know. That's ridiculous, huh? Think about it. On the simplest of levels, These guys get paid millions of dollars to throw
It's a lot. It's a big
ball.
market, man. It's marketing.
Hey, it's entertainment.
Think about what we're doing now.
Yeah, it's
Podcast
entertainment.
is on.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we're talking about it. That's how
Right.
big it is, man.
It
It's
is.
just a
Yeah, no, it's
world.
true.
Sports is,
He said
to
that where
me,
we live in.
was supposed to.
It binds people
Yeah,
together.
it's like
even
music.
though they're rivals, it's friendly.
Right.
It's supposed to be friendly
It's
rivals.
like baseball, the American sport. It's right. That's what they label it.
The American fort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not into. I don't watch that much baseball.
Me neither. I don't watch. I watch it. The World Series. That's what I watch. That's
Not
it.
even that. I don't even watch that, man. I haven't been watching basketball either.
I don't know
Haven't been
how
watching
people can get
basketball.
intense with that. Can't get intense with that.
It's just something I wasn't. I was never grew up on watching baseball.
Right. I've played it, but I mean, and it's fun to play, but it's just not fun to watch it for me. I don't know.
It was mostly football.
Yeah. Football.
Not that I remember, but
Yeah.
not much of it anyway.
Yeah. Well, good luck, bro. Good luck this weekend, man. That's all I can say.
I wear my Tom Brady jersey.
All right. Well, look, I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm hungry, dude. I'm gonna go eat. Sign my hat. Sign my little hat right there. We forgot Hey E-Rock to sign it. Well, I'm gonna have to get him and sign that right there.
John Hancock.
But yeah, John Hancock gonna go right there, cuz. And we're gonna auction it off and give all the money to some I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll give it to some good cause. I don't know. Toys for Tots or I don't know. Hot for Tots. I don't know. But look, cool. Look at that, man. I wanted to tell you that. You got the prettiest handwriting I've ever seen.
Think
you need
so?
to make a font out of your handwriting. You really do.
Yeah, I used to not write like that, man. I think like going back at my old job, I used to write in all caps.
Really?
Yeah, everything caps.
Dude, my
I don't know
handwriting is
I don't know
trash.
how it started, but now if I can't even think about writing without it being caps.
Do you feel like you're just drawing and not writing?
I feel like in a way maybe it's a weird topic, but it's like
Yeah, no.
it's like I wanted it to look good,
Right.
not like
Well, your
know.
handwriting reminds me of one of my cousins, the one that did the supper, the supper book,
oh the mosquitoes.
Mosquito Supper Club, I think it's
Yeah,
called. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Melissa, my cousin Melissa.
Yeah.
She has a beautiful handwriting, and the handwriting on there,
Yeah.
that's her handwriting on the book. Like those,
Some people have it, man.
it's crazy. It's
Some
a
people,
beautiful little handwriting.
Even cursive. Like I can't write in cursive. I couldn't even write each
I write
letter in
in
cursive
trash.
right now.
I write in trash.
Yeah, it's more like
I write in
scribble.
Cascade.
Cascade, yeah, cross-eyed. A little
And
cross-eyed.
they're like, Rhett, is that you? Yep, that's me. It just looks like nonsense, man. I don't know. But I don't know, man. I'm not, it's not as good as this. This is freaking awesome. Awesome little handwriting. You put that on all your little Instagram stuff too, huh?
yeah,
Like you do that on there?
yeah, I try
Yeah.
when I post.
Parody. Well, let's plug your little, you never even said what your business is.
Oh yeah.
Where they can find you at.
On Facebook, it's called the Viewfield Photography.
And the Viewfield Photography, the logo is actually your handwriting, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
freaking
handwriting.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I have a Facebook page, but like I said before, there's really not much on there.
You better start posting.
Yeah, I know, but I do have my website link on there, which I have a lot of galleries on there that people
Right.
can go look at.
Right.
Instagram, I have a Viewfield Instagram, but again, I don't really post that much on there, but I do have a personal Instagram page, either or. Anybody can find me on either one of those. And then also the Go Stellar.
Yeah,
Our
I was about to
marketing,
say that.
yeah,
all,
Go
the,
Stellar.
all the Go Stellar projects that we do, you are
I also
behind
have
the
a gallery
camera.
on there too, yeah.
You're behind the camera and you're behind the computer doing
Yeah.
the editing and the color grading and stuff like that. So
Yeah, so Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform. I don't have a Snapchat.
Snapchat's dying, bro.
Yeah.
I have a Snapchat and I haven't posted that in probably 2 years.
Yeah. But another plug, I do product photography, weddings, portrait, family,
Yep.
headshots, whatever needs to be taken, I do it.
Make you look pretty.
Yep.
You can make it look pretty. You can
And
do
if you need video, you can go to GoStellarMedia.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, and a lot of the pictures that I post is your work too. So
Yeah.
and then I tag you in the stuff that
Yeah.
you take. So you
Yeah.
take awesome pictures. You make me look great. Make
I
me
try,
look,
man.
Make me feel sexy, man. You know.
Yeah.
So not in that way. I just wanted to make that clear. But anyway, thanks, man. Thanks for
No
talking
problem.
with me. Okay.
No problem,
And we'll see you next time on the DJ Rhett podcast. Take care, Tony.
No problem, brother.
All right, man. Later.
The DJ Rhett Podcast.
How's your mom and them?